Okay, Jonah Bear, here we are, looking at your practice meet. With
Bear,
comments added.
Bryson Day on deck.
Let it run through the first time, and we'll talk about specifics. Good 2 breaths. Step handstand roll, power hurdle, cartwheel, cartwheel. Backward roll extension to front support. Straddle stand.
Take your time.
Okay, no straddle stand. And here's your press. Okay, tuck jump.
Take some breaths.
And round off back handspring.
All right, big guy.
Okay, so let's back this up and let's talk about this in detail, Jonah. Good job walking out. Okay. On your step to lunge, the position looked terrific, but we've got to show that momentarily. Okay, this is slow-mo, so nice extended position here. Good lunge with turnout. That back leg is straight. The arms look good. The head is up. Chest is up. Okay, but you're already beginning to reach down. Okay, and on this reach down, let's look at this. Okay, your hands are almost to the floor and your foot is still close to the floor and back. When we do step handstands or cartwheels or round-offs or whatever, front handsprings, I tell you guys all the time, I want you to rotate. Okay, you're being a dish rag here instead of a broomstick. Your hands are going down and your foot is still down. Okay, so as you step and begin to reach with the hands, that back foot should be going up. You should keep your body long from your foot, your back foot, through your hips, through your shoulders, to your hands, okay? So we've got to do better on this. Need to stay extended, okay? Step handstand looks pretty good. Nice and extended here. Your feet are together. You're definitely in the handstand. The head's popped up just a little bit, okay? Good straight arm roll during the rolling, but here you're pulling your knees into your chest. Okay, see how those knees are coming down towards your chest here? You want to reach with your feet in the direction that you're rolling towards. Okay, the longer you can keep your body and the more extended you can stay as you roll, the more power you'll have coming up to your feet. It'll make it easier for you to roll up, and that power hurdle then will be easy to do. Okay, when you pull your knees into your chest like this, we call that counter rotating. Okay, and it makes it hard for you to do a sit-up then. Imagine, you know, if you tucked into a ball and then I said, all right, now stand up on your feet. It would be very hard to do. It's much easier if you rock back and forth and reach with your feet and then stand up at the last second, right? So that's what we want to try to do. Okay, here's your power hurdle. Okay, you're not really getting too extended here. See, those arms are still down. We want to show that nice extended body on that power hurdle. This, however, looks really good. Okay, slight bend in the hips there. Okay, again, we want to stay as long as possible from hands to feet or feet to hands as you do your cartwheels. But you're right on the line and you're nice and tall through the handstand. Here is that counter rotation and misalignment thing again. Your foot is down and your hands are still down and your chest and your head are down. As the foot is coming down, your hands and your head and your shoulders and all should be just on the opposite side of your hips. Okay? You want to stay nice and long as you rotate, as that foot comes down. Good position here for your backward roll, and you are sitting backward. That looks terrific. Okay? But notice how you've got a little bit of arch in your back right here. It would be better to go ahead and hollow, to round your back, kind of like that crop rock position or the rocking chair position, the candle position, okay, instead of sticking your rear end out here. Okay, so this is going to be a little bounce on your rear end. Boop. There's the position that we're looking for. As you're sitting back, that's where we want to be. Okay. And that'll give you a lot more power going backwards. And then this won't happen. You won't run out of gas. Okay? That's a great position, but see, you don't have enough speed to get up to the handstand, and so you ended up collapsing and falling. And they're going to hit you pretty hard for that. Probably, not a fall, but probably a 5/10 execution error. Okay, and your feet are apart here slightly also, so we got to work on that. We got to get more power on that backward row by sitting backward with the entire body, not just with your hips. Bounce to your straddle stand, your knees bent slightly there, and we need to stand up. The straddle stand is a stand on your feet with your hands up in the air, and you forgot that. You were focused so much on your press here. Okay, and on your press, you kind of hopped up onto your toes. We want to shift your weight towards your hands, rising up onto your toes, and we want to bury those ears. Push your hips as high as you can as you rock up onto your toes. Okay, that's not too bad, but see how your head is out? Okay, we need that head in here. Okay, and that, see, with your head stuck out like that is very, very difficult. You got to be really strong to hold that position. We want a straight line here from your hands through your shoulders up to your hips. That would be much easier to hold. You're also breaking form here a little bit. Your feet are flat and your knees are slightly bent, and they'd be hitting you for that. Okay, so Jonah, we got to work on this. We're going to continue to work on the inchworms forward and inchworms backward. You're getting really close to your press handstand. We want that bonus, but if we, can't do the handstand regularly in practice, and we probably need to back up and do the press headstand instead, because you've got to do one or the other. You're eliminating the element if you don't do, one of the skills. Okay, and I'm not sure they're going to give you credit for the press handstand on this. So we got to do that a little bit better. Forward roll out, you pulled your knees into your chest again. We're breaking form here a little bit. Okay, good tuck jump. The hands should be coming up a little more, and the feet should stay together on that tuck jump. You've got them separated here. Good stand. Catching your breath, staying at attention. That was pretty good. Okay, and then here you take off with a really good run for your round off back handspring. Look how well you're pushing there. That's terrific. Arm swing. The hand should be coming up a little higher, and you should be pushing forward a little bit more with that right foot. Okay, you're a little bit too much straight up and down here, which means you're not pushing as hard backward as I'd like you to. If you push really hard backward, your body's going to be leaning forward here instead of straight up and down. Okay, good round off again here, good position here, but you need to be pushing back where you came from. Okay, the corner at the lower left of the screen, instead of just pushing down on the floor. And if you'll do that, you won't land like this. See how your hands are still very close to the floor and your chest is down? That is not the power position. And because of that, you have no power going backwards, and this is the result. Okay, you've got a good little back handspring, but when you do a round off like that, it makes it very difficult to do a back handspring out of it. Okay, so we've got to work on that round off some more. The skip step long and low with power, and then push your body, push your hips up away from your hands as you're going through that handstand. Okay, and you'll hit that power position then. All right, we're going back to regular speed. Let's look at the mushroom routine. This was a really good routine. I'm pleased with this, big guy. Floor feint, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 circles and a half circle, quarter turn dismount. That was terrific. Let's back that up, and let's talk about specifics here, because it was really good. And you've got your full bonus going here, right? All of the required skills plus all the bonus skills, which is terrific. But we've got to work on your form a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to slow this down. Okay, right here you're bringing your feet forward, but your hips are staying back. Okay, you want a straight line from your shoulders through your hips to your feet here. See how your rear end stuck out behind you there? That is going to result in kind of a small circle You know how I tell you sometimes that you want to imagine you have a pencil on your toes and you want to draw as big a circle on the floor as you can? Well, that's what we're trying to do here. And when you leave your hips behind you like this, like that, you end up drawing a smaller circle, especially on the back side, right here. See how your feet are pointing down here instead of pointing way out there behind you? So we want to try to do a better job of that. That was a pretty good circle regarding form, but they get worse, okay, because of this piking action. Right here, you're losing about 1/10 on that right knee, and your feet are slightly relaxed. Here, it's same thing, probably 1/10 again. Pike on that circle there. Here, about 3/10. And 3/10 again, maybe even 5/10. Okay, the knees are bent, the feet are apart, your feet are not quite pointed, so that's going to hurt. And then your feet are slightly apart in your dismount. Okay, so form is an issue. We've got to try to swing a little bit bigger. Don't let your rear end stick out as you swing your legs forward. Bring your hips forward also, and that'll make you swing much bigger and eliminate those form errors. Okay, but by and large, that was a pretty good start, big guy. All right, let's go on to rings.
Good job, John. All right, sit tight. Give the judges a chance to.
Come on, Jonah.
Okay, a little coordination problem there between you and Coach Marcus. Good pull up. Good position there and a nice long hold. L, 1001, 1002, 1003. Good. Back swing. That's the second back swing. The third back swing. The inverted hang. Feet apart slightly. Pike hang. Knees are slightly bent. Back lever, no back lever. Okay, but good German hang. Terrific German hang. And stick on the dismount. All right, so let's stop that. We'll back that up and look at it slow motion and talk about the pieces. Okay. All right, first of all, when you jump to your support, okay, what you want to do is stand under the rings and relax with your arms at your side. Wait for the coach to grab your hips, okay? And once he grabs your hips, then you can bend your knees and swing your arms up. You don't want to lift your arms. You want to swing them up like you're going to, jump, okay? Just like you jump for a back handspring, okay? So the hands don't go up. They stay down. Okay. Coach Marcus is trying to pick you up, and now your arms are back up. So we're having a little coordination problem here. We've got to practice that a little bit. Feet need to stay together. Here, I want you to hang down completely until your coach has let go of you, and then take a breath. Instead, he's just let go of you, and you're already starting your pull-up. Okay? So you want to hang there for a moment, Jonah, before you start going up. Okay? This looks pretty good. It's a little archy, but at least you're doing a good job of pulling evenly with your elbows and your shoulders, okay? And the position that you get to here is terrific, You're showing your face, your rings are to the side, and you're in parallel bar position with your hands. That looks great, okay? Great pull-up. And you also let it down nice and gently when you came down. Good long hold on that. And here, your lift to your L-sit. This is your first bonus, okay? And you held this about 2 seconds. You could hold it a little bit longer. Your head is out a little bit. You got a little too much tension in your shoulders. Try to relax your shoulders. Just use your tummy and your hip flexors, the muscles on the top of your legs, the quadriceps, to lift your legs. You went to a great position at the very beginning, and then your feet came down a little bit. Your feet are slightly below your hips, and we want them slightly above the hips instead. But they certainly give that to you, but they're probably going to give you, a 1/10 deduction on the L set. But you'll get the bonus for it. Here on the backswing, okay, we want to swing to 45 degrees, and that 45 degrees is measured from your shoulder to your legs, okay? This will be straight up and down, okay, where that column is there, okay? And it looks like you're about 45 degrees, so that's not too bad. How about the forward swing? Okay, same there. Okay, you're well past 45 degrees on that. That's very good. Okay, now on your next swing, they want you to get horizontal, and that means that your feet should be as high as your shoulders, and that one looks pretty good. Okay, now on this swing forward, we want to show horizontal, at least horizontal again, but you also want to show something called turnover, which means that you want to be in that open basket position, pulling with your arms so that your shoulders are up as high as the rings if you can get them that high. Okay, and we're not showing much turnover here. We're horizontal, we're above horizontal, but we want to show that the feet are higher than the hips, and the hips are higher than the shoulders, and we're not doing a real good job of showing that. Here's your third backswing. Okay, that's as high as it gets. It's almost horizontal. Every swing should be higher than the one before. Okay, and then we're going to the inverted hang. You want to keep your body straight, don't pike here, and keep your feet together. You had a slight separation of the feet here, slight bent body. Okay, but pretty good inverted hang. Slight separation of the feet there, a tenth probably, maybe 3/10 by a real strict judge. Then you want that face into your knees, okay, and you don't want those knees to be slightly bent. Thank goodness we have form pants, but I can tell that your knees are slightly relaxed because of the curve of the material in your pants. And the judges will notice that. Okay, so probably hit you a tenth on that. Here's your back lever. Turning your hands out, extending your body. This looks pretty good. Till about here. Okay, at this point you need to tighten up your rear end so that your heels lift instead of your heels going down. Okay. And you've got pretty good strength on that back lever, buddy. You're pretty close to it. Okay, it might be a meet or two before you're able to hold it, but we want to try this every time we do the meet. Okay, practice meet or in practice. Okay, so you're lowering to your German hang, and your German hang position here is really good. That's terrific. You'll get virtuosity for this. You got good extension, good body shape. Okay, and then you're dropping to your stand, and you stuck this, so you're going to get your stick bonus. Here we go. Bingo. And so that was a good ring set. Okay, but we got some things to work on yet. Let's go ahead and look at your vault.
And Bryson Day on deck.
Okay, Jonah, here's your run. Much improved run. Whoa, we almost missed that board. All right, let's back that up and look at that slow motion and talk about it as we go.
Deck.
Now, the run here looks really good. It used to be that you kind of pulled with your front foot. Now you're pushing. Look at that lean. That is terrific. Okay, and your arm swings here are really good. You're accelerating until right about here, and then you start taking short steps. And look how your body's upright now. See how you're standing straight up? Okay, we want to keep that body pushing forward. Okay, and look at this. This is your hurdle. When you do your hurdle step towards the board, we do want your feet to be in front of your body like that. That's good, but your arms should be back. Okay, you should be doing what we call an arm drag, where both arms are behind you, behind your hips. That way, when you land on the board, you can swing your arms forward as you're pushing down on the board with your legs and get a much higher bounce off of that board. Okay, so you got your arms up too early here. You're swinging your arms like you're doing a skip step for a round off, instead of a skip step for a front summy or for a vaulting skill. Okay, so we want those arms back here, not forward. And here, you're landing right on the front edge of the board. Okay, we don't want to land on the front edge of the board. Okay, you'll slip right off the edge of it, as you did here. Your feet should be back in this area, slightly in front of the middle of the board, not way out there on the front end of it. When you hit here, you tend to slip off of it, especially if you have socks on. And by the way, Jonah, and your other boys too, if you're watching this, you can work floor exercise or vaulting with shorts on and be barefoot or have socks and shoes on, okay? So you have that option. If you're slipping because of your socks, we don't have to wear socks. We can go in shorts and go barefoot instead, okay? All right, so let's go on here. So there you are, slipping off the edge, and watch your feet. They come apart, okay? Okay, we should be jumping off both feet with your feet together, And you should be going up and down here with a straight body, straight legs. The arms should still be going up as you're jumping off the board. Instead, we're doing kind of this split leap with bent knees, okay? That's going to hurt. That is not the position they're looking for. And then you land with one foot and then the other foot. So it's kind of like you ran off the board instead of jumped off the board. And they're going to hit you pretty bad for that, okay? Little hop on the dismount, on the landing, I should say. Okay, so we got to work on that. Our vaulting needs a lot of work. We've not been working on it as much as we should have, and that's my fault, not your fault. But we'll correct that this next week. Going back to regular speed, we're going to look at your parallel bar routine now, and we missed your P-bar routine in the meet, so I put one in from practice from earlier in the week. Swing forward, swing back, swing forward and straddle. Do your straddle forward L. Backward swing, forward swing, backward swing 2, backward swing 3. That was the dismount. Oh, we took 4 swings. All right, so let's look at that again. That's too many swings, okay? I don't know if you're doing that regularly or not. I hope not, okay? So here we go. We'll look at it slow motion, and we'll talk about it throughout. So from here, when you grab those bars, I want you leaning from your ankles slightly forward. So I want your hands slightly farther forward than this. It looks like you're standing straight up. I want you leaning a little bit forward when you grab the rail so that as you jump, your body begins to swing forward with a lot of power. Okay, so reach a little bit farther forward next time. Let's see how far you do go when you jump forward. Okay, there's your jump. Your body's swinging. And that's about as high as you get right there. So you're starting to go down already, okay? We want to go to that crab position where your feet and your hips are as high or higher than your shoulders here, okay? So we want a bigger swing than this, okay? Not bad, your form is really good, but we want to swing higher, okay? Let's look at your back swing, okay? You're driving your heels backward, that's good. Should be sinking in the shoulders here. I don't see much sink in your shoulders. See how high your swing goes here. Higher than the bars, okay? That's the minimum requirement. Woo, well, not too bad. We want to get, ideally to the handstand on that swing. And if you jump and swing to that crab position, it will be possible eventually for you to swing to a handstand. But here we're getting almost horizontal. And if you get your feet as high as your shoulders, which is horizontal, you will get virtuosity, okay? So there's your first back swing. Now we're going to swing forward and do the straddle. All right, now look at your feet. So your right foot, it's a little flat. We need that to be pointed. I'm assuming your left foot's in the same shape. So that would be a 1/10 off probably. We need those feet extended. Your right knee is bending here. Looks like your left knee's pretty good, but your right knee's bent. Here's your straddled L. Okay, and you held this a good 2 seconds, I believe, when we looked at it regular speed. Position here is terrific. Okay, your head is cocked back just a little bit, but the legs are straight and the toes are pointed. That looks terrific. And your legs are, your feet are higher than your hips, which is what you want in a straddled L. Of course, Jonah, we want to get that bonus, which is the V. Okay, so we have to work lots more leg lifts so we can get those legs way up in the air and show that straddled V instead. Okay, and at level 5, we want to do a V-sit instead of the straddled V-sit, okay? So here you're going to close your legs, and there's a slight problem with the closing of the legs. Watch your knees, whoop, okay, and your feet. Your feet are relaxed, and your knee, your right knee anyway, is starting to bend a little bit, and the judges will notice that. See how bent that right knee is? You're probably going to lose about 3/10 right there, okay? And then you have 3 swings. Here's your first swing backward, again, as high as the bars, okay? And it's hard to get much higher than the bars from that straddled L sit. So that's pretty good. No problem with that. Here you swung forward. That is closer to the crab position that we're looking for. That looks pretty good. A little bit of pike, but not bad. Again, here you need to dip in the shoulders as you drive those heels backward. That'll let you swing even higher. Okay, we didn't quite get horizontal on that swing. And there's your front swing. That is terrific, okay? That's what we want your mount to look like, okay? and every forward swing that you do. We want to get those feet and hips as high or higher than your shoulders. Okay, that's a good position there. Okay, here we want to be going to the handstand. Keep your heart over your hands, drive those heels, go all the way up to the handstand. This is your third swing right here. And that's as high as it gets. Okay? And then you did an extra swing. Okay, so you're going to swing forward, that would be a 3/10 deduction. Then you swing backward, that would be a 3/10 deduction. So you lost 6/10 here for this extra 2 swings at the end of the routine. Okay? So you don't normally do that, but you did in this particular case. Let's work on that swing handstand. Let's see if we can get those swings up a little bit higher in general, and see if we can get that straddle delt a little bit higher. Okay? Going back to regular speed, let's look at your high bar
This is what
set.
I should see with your hands.
Okay. Slight leg separation on the jump, maybe a 1/10. Hands are too close there on the half turn. A little wiggly back and forth, sideways. Pull over, looks pretty good. Slight leg separation again. Good cast. Bend your arms on that back hip circle. Bending your knees and your legs are apart on these back swings. We got to work on that. Okay. Here's your second swing. Another leg break. Another leg break on the dismount. All right. So let's look at that. Okay. You know the routine now. I'm pleased with that. Okay. But let's talk about particulars and how to fix them here. So here's your hanging blind change. After the jump, I'm going to go slow-mo here. Looks pretty good. Slight leg separation. Okay, here, as soon as you let go with that hand, Jonah, you want to be pressing your lower back backward. That will hollow you into that candle position, and it'll make this turn really go nice and smooth. Okay? Looks to me like you're slightly arched here, and that makes it go really slow. Okay, so hollow, and don't look behind your arm, look under your arm, towards your armpit. Okay, and that'll make you turn a little faster. Okay, there you go. Now you're turning in the right direction. Okay, but hollow there, and it'll make it go a lot smoother. And your hands should be hip width here. And it looks like when you do the grip change, you change them. Okay, make sure you stop before you start your pullover. So you're starting your pullover already and you're still swinging sideways. Okay? That's going to make that awkward. Okay? Here's your pullover. Pretty good form. The legs are staying together. Look like your hands are slightly too close together. So your hips are actually on top of your hands here. We want those hands hip width so that you don't have to adjust them once you do your pullover. Okay, this looks pretty good. We want to fold one time now and cast. And this is terrific. You did a really good job on this cast. If I remember properly, you get virtuosity if your feet are as high as the bar. And I think you're as high as the bar here. Okay, after this though, on your back hip circle, watch your arms. So your arms should be straight and you should be in that hollow body position leaning backwards. Instead, you're piking and bending your arms as you're leaning backwards. Okay? And you're making the back hip circle, which gets you the bonus, but it also makes it really difficult for you to do the undershoot with any power. Okay? We want to keep our arms straight here as you lean back and don't bend your body. Try to hollow instead. Knees are slightly bent here. When you finish the hip circle, right now your feet are pointing down towards the ground. And that means that if your body is straight, your shoulders should be up already. And your head should be above your feet, right? Straight up and down. Instead, you're piking, and that results in you not having very much speed to go into your undershoot. Again, your arms are bent. It should be straight here. We want to keep those arms straight. Keep your body really tight and turn upside down here with a straight body. Show me the open basket here, okay? Instead, you're sitting down. Your hips are going straight down now, and your feet are going to be by the bar instead of your hips being up by the bar when you hit the bottom of your swing, okay? And that gives you very little swing for your backward swings, okay? We want to be upside down right here with your feet and your hips pointing up at the sky, okay? Like those undershoots when you were shooting over over hops. Remember that? That's where we want to be here, okay? Turn upside down so you can swing really big, okay? That'll give you a lot of swing for your back swings in that hop, okay? So this is where you're getting extended. I want you to get extended way out there as high as the bar, okay? Then you'll have a lot of swing, okay? Got a little form issue here. That's going to be a 3/10 break right there. And if you have a nice high backswing, your front swing will be nice and high. Here's your second backswing. A little better form on that one. Here's your third backswing, and this is the hop. Oh, we got a form break, 3/10 again. And the hop is up, but it's not very high. Okay, we want to try to show a Superman if we can. Get those hands up off the bar and out to the sides, and then grab it again. Okay, and then we have 3 swings to the dismount. So here's one swing. 3/10 deduction, forward swing. These should be tap swings. Oh, 3/10 deduction. And 3/10 deduction on the dismount. Good, a good stick on the dismount. Okay, so we got some things to work on. Form on those back swings for one thing, and the undershoot is hurting us a little bit. Hip circle continues to be a little bit of a problem, but we're still making progress. We got to keep thinking about keeping our arms straight and keeping our body hollow and our rear end tight as we turn upside down on the hip circle and on the undershoot. That's really going to be the key to having lots of swing for the swing to the hop and the swing to the dismount. Okay, it's coming along. I'm real pleased. I thought you had a really good meet. You didn't forget any routines. You had pretty clean form all the way through. But we still got lots of little improvements we can make and get better and better and better. So keep it up, big guy. You're looking good.